Another jam-packed day of USL League One action is upon us. Here at Toyota Stadium, we've got two sides itching to kick down the doors and jumpstart a playoff push. It's Central Valley Fuego and Lexington Sporting Club, presented by UK Healthcare. Welcome one and all to this broadcast on ESPN+. My name is Mark Schoenster. Looking forward to seeing what these two teams have in store for us for the next 90 or so minutes. Here are the standings in USL League One. It's a tight table, but direct your attention down to 10th and 11th place, which is unfortunately where we find these two teams as of right now. But given how clogged the rest of the league is, if either of these teams can start stringing some wins together, finding a bit of a run of form, they could be right back in the conversation just in time for a crazy finish at the end of the regular season. And when we're talking about crazy finishes, last week we have to discuss this wild game between Lexington and Northern Colorado. At that point in time, number one in the table, we had a goal disallowed because it came off a hand. Then Tate Robertson immediately scores off the free kick coming after that. They didn't even think it went in at first. Then Ates Diouf scores a hat trick, the first ever hat trick in Lexington history, and it was in stoppage time to boot to get all 3 points in a 4-3 wild one between these two sides. So Lexington is going to be feeling good coming back home to their home crowd. Meanwhile, they're going to have to look to slow down the likes of Alexis Cerritos. Now, talking to Adam Smith, of course, the topic of goal scorers with this Fuego team recently has been Maximus Eck, but Adam Smith said he needs support, he needs some help. Cerritos is the team's leading goal scorer. He's got 4 goals this season, but we all know he has the capability and the potential to score a lot more than just 4 over a couple of months. He is talented, he's well-balanced, and he's certainly capable of exploding in any given game. They could use him to step up for this final stretch of the season. Well, the last time these two teams played, we had a red card. We had a teenage goal scorer. What do we have in store for us on the other side of this break? You're not going to want to miss it here on ESPN+. It's Lexington and Central Valley Fuego.
Saving up for your goals should be effortless. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union invented Roundup. Roundup automatically puts money into your savings account by rounding up every purchase to the nearest dollar. So your morning brew? Savings. Dinner with friends? How about a side of savings? Mobile purchase? Mobile savings. In fact, last year our members saved $5.5 million just through Roundup. We'll even match your savings for the first 90 days. It's time to make your savings effortless with Roundup. Only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Commonwealth Credit Union is growing and hiring. If you have a passion to help others, come check us out. Our mission is to better lives in the communities we serve through financial products and services, leading-edge technology, and a commitment to treat every person with respect. If you'd like to join our team, visit our website to learn more about our extraordinary culture, pay, benefits, and the many more reasons we are voted the best place to work in Kentucky. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Sitting at the dregs of the standings as of right now are Lexington and Central Valley Fuego, but a turn in fortune could change that, and this could be the game to do it for either of these sides. Well, one thing that these two teams have been looking for to turn their tides in their favors are tactical adjustments. But let's take a look here at what Lexington has been focused on recently, which is defending in transition. See here, they give the ball away. Owen Green, Marks Tracer, and Mbuyu. Mind you, this is Charlotte Independence, probably the best transition team on the attack in the entire league. Owen Green communicates with his side, Marks and Mbuyu, and then you look in the 18, you've got 4 guys marking. This game, though, they got punished several times against Charlotte Independence, so they have adjusted their formation. A lot of times running with a 3-back system. We see a 4-back system as of right now for Lexington, but Sam Stockley talked about how their fortunes have changed ever since they switched to a 5-back or 3-back, whichever way you want to look at it, a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2 or a 5-3-2, excuse me. And with Ates Diouf at the top, I mean, you got a chance in any game you're in, but they've been able to handle these transition moments better. So let's see if they do shift to a 3-back system in this game, or if they will stick to the 4-back system for this one. As we take a look at Central Valley Fuego's lineup, also running the 4-4-2. Harold Hansen's a guy we talked to with Adam Smith this week. He's a guy that usually plays at the right back position, but Adam Smith has had different thoughts in mind for him ever since he's taken over and seen this toolkit that Harold Hansen has at his disposal. We think he's going to be playing over at the right midfield spot. He's been playing at the 6 role for a little bit with Victor Falk and Jose Carrera Garcia. He may be pushing back to a slightly more familiar spot out wide on the right. Well, let's see what Adam Smith has in mind for us as we get to kickoff here. See the black kits for Lexington, and it'll be the white kits for Central Valley Fuego. Here's your injury report brought to you by UK Healthcare. Ofek Antman being out is crucial this game. He's been out for most of the season, but there is no backup keeper for Central Valley Fuego today due to the red card suspension of Mitch North. So Mateus Fernandez will be between the sticks and the only actual keeper in the 18 here this evening. And we are underway. It's Lexington and Fuego. Let's see what these two have in store for us. Once again, my name is Mark Schoenster. Looking forward to seeing how these two go at it. Very much outside looking in as far as the playoffs are concerned. There is still time. There is still a window of opportunity. And this is a league where a lot of crazy stuff happens. So for a team to string some wins together and make a playoff push, it's not even unfamiliar for teams sitting at the bottom of the table. Of course, the biggest example in 2021, FC Tucson, who are a team that sat near the bottom of the standings for the majority of the season, only to shoot up in the standings as the season reached its final few months, and they sneaked into the playoffs and even got a victory in the playoffs. So with how competitive this league is, it is not an unlikely prospect for one of these teams to really connect the dots when it matters, especially given these adjustments that these two teams have made recently, one in the coaching prospects and one just tactically. There's Nico Brown, who is down on the ground, and now he's joined by a member of Central Valley Fuego. Played on Wednesday, Central Valley. Now is on the road against Tormenta. Meanwhile, Lexington came home after last weekend and have been waiting for this visiting opponent. So they'll be fresher and also in front of their partisan crowd. This is not the start Adam Smith's side is looking to have. Already having to play the minute managing game. That appears to be Alexis Cerritos. That's actually Dulise. Francois Dulise is a bit hobbled. Struggled with injuries last season. This is his 13th appearance this year. Just got tangled up with Nico Brown. Clunking legs against each other. He's back up on his feet. Still not quite crisp, but it appears his intentions are to get back into this game, which is always a positive. And now we get to see Lexington from the set piece spot. They have got some deadly players from these dead ball situations. Two of them are by the ball right now. Tate Robertson and Tariq Muhammad. See if either of them Puts this one on frame. It's Robertson. He shoots, and Robertson places in the bottom left corner. And he pulls out the bow. He has sniped a goal for Lexington. It's an early goal for the second week in a row. Talk about carrying the momentum from one huge victory to another. What a fantastic hit from Tate Robertson, his third goal of the season. Just whips that one in there. Mateus Fernandez put in a tough spot. Excellently taken. Looking like Hawkeye out there. Tate Robertson from Springfield, Ohio. Been more of a provider this season, but now he has knocked in a goal from a dead ball spot. 2 games in a row, of course, the controversial crossbar game-tying goal against Northern Colorado, the 1 goal not scored by Atez Diouf in that game by Lexington. They have done it again here. This will be a throw for Central Valley Fuego. Select the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Mateus Fernandez will put this one back into play. Talking about that 4-3 victory for Lexington last weekend. Sam Stockley, the head man, was telling us that when he got back to the hotel, he had to sit in a chair for about 30 minutes and just think about what on earth just happened. He mentioned his side had a good feeling going into the game, even though they had just gotten sideswiped in Omaha. He felt they weren't themselves that day. But to continue on the road and come out the way they did against the Hailstorm was really positive, and they've just picked back up right where they left off in that one. Just a fantastic strike from Tate Robertson. Meanwhile, in the midweek for Central Valley Fuego, a 2-1 loss on the road against Tormenta, in a game that they played down a man for the majority of the affair, and they ended up scoring a goal late in that one and nearly found a way to equalize too. Adam Smith said that they started really badly in that one. They conceded a goal in the first 2 minutes of action. He mentioned that you could list excuses like the travel or anything else along those lines, but the fact is that they got dragged out of position early in that game and they punished us. Talking about Tormenta. He mentioned that at halftime was the first time he really gotten into his guys, really went into them. Had been maintaining positivity for the most part ever since he'd been appointed as the head coach. He said the guys responded coming out of the break. He mentioned the subs came in, made an impact in the final 30 minutes. They had several good chances. And he felt that they had a good chance to level that game and steal a point on the road down a man. He said, we've got to find that extra 5%. Sometimes that extra 5% is just a little bit of luck bouncing your way. Other times it could be a different element of the game. They just need that little extra sauce. They're going to need to find it here, already down a goal early in this one, similarly to that of Wednesday. And here's a wonderful long ball forward. Robertson squares it, and Nico Brown puts it home. Lexington are surging early. Putting on a showcase for the fans here. They've been so good at home this year. And they are continuing the trend. And this rate, they're going to run out of green smoke. Nico Brown with his 7th goal of the season. Here's a look at this one again. That's a fantastic ball going forward. Easily squared by Robertson, and Nico Brown knew where to be it. I mean, that's a fabulous ball from Don Smart. Puts it on a platter. Just a wonderful connection from Smart to Robertson to Brown. A quality attack and a quality finish, and it is 2-0 Lexington.
The official score is credited the assist number 2, Tate Robertson.
Worth noting, that is Robertson's 7th assist, which keeps him right in the thicket of the assist race, behind the likes of Arthur Rogers and Miguel Ibarra. I believe that puts him tied 2nd with Ibarra at 7. Pushes him ahead of the likes of Alan Gavilanes and Garrett McLaughlin, who have 6 assists still. Of course, that could change any moment, those two playing each other. So here we are, 10 minutes in, 2 goals for Lexington. They've been looking for that consistency, Lexington. They're starting to find it. Sam Stockley said that being in our first year, we've finally gotten the feel now for the travel, for the opponents, for the training. As this one bounces down the pitch for Muhammad, he couldn't quite corral that one in. They know they've got the quality. They create the chances, and they also know they are capable of being resilient. They displayed it in that game against Northern Colorado. And that quality has been on full display early on in this affair. It's not the start Mateus Fernandez was looking for in his first start. Really not much he could do on either of those, though. Just a beautiful free kick from Tate Robertson, and then a menacing, gashing attack from Lexington. Just 2 superb displays of attacking prowess. In the 4th minute and a goal in the 8th minute for Lexington. And if that's the pace, another one be on the docket right here in the 12th minute. And here they come, Diouf trying to gallop forward, and he's more than capable of scoring at any given moment. Such an imposing figure, Ates Diouf. The pace and the skill set at his disposal. To see how the Central Valley team responds. Adam Smith's been trying to instill that fighting spirit in this group and in their home crowd when they go back home and play. And Adam Smith mentioned that in both scenarios, a corner's been turned. He feels that this group has really proven their resilience and are not prone to folding. And that's going to be put to the test here. Some thick early adversity for the visitors. Last time these two teams met, they were faced with some adversity, a first half red card, and they ended up still winning that game 2-1. It was 0-0 at the time the red card was issued. A game that Lexington does not look back upon fondly. Sam Stockley said it's a game that, although not happy with the result, it's one that we point to a lot of the time. He said we harken back to it and say, remember how we felt after that game, how that result made us feel. And it sort of was a Kickstarter for this new stretch in form they found themselves in. They started pulling some results together. Sam Stockley mentioned that Adam Smith has come in and helped them adopt an extra bit of fight and spirit, which is the exact same 2 words that Adam Smith used. So a fun little overlapping of 2 coaches in similar wavelengths. And see that graphic there. Lexington making a little bit of history here after making some history last time out. First hat trick last Saturday. First 2 goals starting in the first 10 minutes. Mane plays it over to the left-hand side. Return back to Mane. Gonna roll this one all the way back to Ceja Gonzalez. It does appear that they're only operating with the 2 center backs. Perhaps an adjustment made matchup-wise. Fox with a lot of time to operate here. Sam Stockley called Central Valley Fuego a very workmanlike team, similar to us. We have a lot of respect for them in that regard. He said we want to push them behind our home crowd, want to start fast, and well, I mean, if he could have seen into the future when he was talking to us and saw 2-0 15 minutes into the game, I'm sure he'd be rather pleased. One bounces down the pitch to Robertson. Robertson gets it into the 18. But it's only Fernandez who's there. The Central Valley team also has to get adjusted to this turf. Got introduced to it yesterday, trained on it, trying to get the feel for it. Adam Smith mentioned that this matchup going to be 2 teams fighting for some pride and looking to claw back into the playoff race. And he said, look, we have a short week. We're playing on a turf pitch. We don't play on turf a lot. They're going to be enthused. They're going to have the home crowd. But just because the factors are all potentially against us here, we're not just going to lie down. And we're going to learn a lot about the mentality of the Central Valley Fuego team here. They were down 2 goals against Torment on Wednesday, and they did not let that dissuade them. This one bounces in. Picked up by Mohammed. Diouf. Hits the brakes, and he gets Lamousse to wipe out there. Here's Jaramillo. Gets his pocket picked, but it wasn't done. In fairness, our head official, Joe Surgan. Zatis Diouf has to give it back to the other team. Here's a look at him just hitting the brakes and getting Lamousse to slide by him. Zatis Diouf. That's a dangerous man. That's going to be a challenge by Owen Green. Cerritos drawing the foul there. Our head official deciding that was not properly restarted. Now we can get things going. Again, we welcome you here on ESPN Plus at Toyota Stadium between Lexington and Central Valley Fuego. 2 sides Not quite in the thick of the playoff race now. Nico Brown denied the opportunity by the offside flag. Just a step behind that line. An explosive start from Lexington here. A set-piece goal from Tate Robertson, straight from the dead ball. Took it himself, and you know he's got that in his wheelhouse. And then Don Smart sends Tate Robertson running, and then he squares it in to an open Nico Brown, who knows just what to do with the ball like that. Only scored 2 goals last year at the Greenville Tramp, Nico Brown. Now has 7 goals this season. Also turned 25 yesterday, so a belated happy birthday to Nico Brown. Vera, as well as Victor Falk, sitting by the dead ball. Vera not going to be the one to take it. Now the Falk is retreated. Ball goes curling in. Only black jerseys around. But a quiet day so far from Jose Correa Garcia, just getting a touch there. That one's touched in by Adam Smith. Moose waiting for the go-ahead to throw it in. There's Abdul Razak Cromwell. Plays up the left-hand side. Vera. Back to Hansen. And here come Lexington. Diouf. Out wide to Brown. Brown has a man running inside, that's Mane. Back out to Robertson. Robertson swings it in, deflected down, then more properly booted away. Francois Delis just launching that one out, avoiding a moment of danger there. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Of course, soccer season on the national calendar, getting things going this week. Premier League starting yesterday. Bundesliga will be kicking off this next week. And all the other leagues that soccer fans across the world looking forward to get going once again. Seven out of 12 points for Sam Stockley's side. Since they made some tactical adjustments, going to that 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whichever way you want to look at it. If you want to call the wing backs midfielders or defensive players. Getting hit in the face there is Pila Dlamini. South African back up on his feet. Switching wasn't a huge change tactically, according to Sam Stockley. So the principles are the same. He talked about how brilliant his guys have been about the whole thing. They've worked in different formations throughout the season, so they're more than capable. And he just mentioned that this one has just clicked. chested down by Diouf. Smart. Lays it out wide. Kalen Fox drills this up the pitch. Brown got a touch on it, but it ends up being Delise. I checked that. That's Abdul Razak Cromwell on the ball. Fogg plays it out to Vera. Here's Hansen. Kind of all over the place right now, Harold Hansen. Dlamini, once again, challenge from behind. Jordan Chavez who ran into him there. Nineteenth appearance today. All the bodies will go forward. Don Smart holds it down the pitch. It's collected by Dlamini. Coming all the way up the pitch is a male Knight. Providing some help there as they pop the ball around. Delise heads that one away. When it comes to adjustments on the Central Valley Fuego side of things, Adam Smith mentioned that, we've been working on making some tweaks as Diouf takes a step, then Diouf shoots and it's off the right post. Any given moment, Ates Diouf can break through and come up with an opportunity like that. Just glides by Hansen. That one ringing the woodwork. They've made some adjustments. They've been working to find some more potency offensively. But it's been hard to see that work implemented on the field because, as Adam Smith told us, they've been down a man in half the games he's coached in so far. 6 games coming into this affair. A red card in 3 of them. But he did mention they've done very well going down a man, and jokingly mentioned that might as well start with 10 players on the pitch and just throw an extra guy in the second half when maybe the energy's running a little bit low, because they've proven to be a side that holds up and responds with that kind of disadvantage. Foul. Headed that one forward. This ball just getting knocked around back and forth at the moment. There's Otonio Jaramillo. Taking it forward. Limus curls in this ball, and it's right by the goal. Worth noting, Emil Knight, with the sun still in his eyes, adjusting to that one, keeping it in play. It's given right back. A positive stretch here for Fuego. Kalen Fox steps to that one, but Falk wins it back. And it's knocked away once again. Hansen. We'll play that one back to Razak Cromwell. Falk trying to thread the needle there, returning the favor to Vera. It'll end up rolling all the way to Knight. Gives a little pat to Jaramillo, the veteran striker. Muhammad tearing this one forward. Tariq Muhammad still going with it. That one spills out of his possession and is cleared away by Limus. And I got the 3 center backs sitting back for Lexington. As Lamini play this one over to Tate Robertson. Actually, Owen Green's the one who ends up picking it up. And Diouf trying to get by Moose. Doesn't quite do so there. So Muhammad and Robertson playing as more wingbacks. Eric Seja Gonzalez, Owen Green, and Kalen Fox sitting as more of a back 3. At times looked like it was more Seja Gonzalez and Kalen Fox as 2 center backs, but we get our first booking here.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Central Valley Fuego FC's number 9.
That'll be the second yellow card of the season for Otonio Jaramillo. A long-time Liga MX veteran. Look at the challenge. Just clips the ankles of Eric Seja Gonzalez. He's got himself into the starting sheet in a recent stretch. That extra center back being added as you see some good balloon art at Toyota Stadium. Robertson. That's Green, excuse me. Fox plays that one right up the middle to Don Smart. Turns it right back. Dlamini exchanges with Diouf. Switches it over to Green. Green brings it forward, finds Nico Brown, who makes the turn, gets tripped up in the process. They'll play on. Diouf cutting to his inside. Diouf still going. Thought about trying to find that pass to Smart. It's still Diouf, and he's finally disarmed. Dribbled by 3 or 4 white jerseys before they could take it away from him. A bit of a precarious exchange as Emil Knight slipped that one by Green. And now the whistle's going to blow. If there was any negatives to take away from that hailstorm game last Saturday, of course, conceding 3 goals is never a good thing, but it was especially the timing of those goals being conceded. Sam Stockley said that 2 minutes out of the weather delay and then 2 minutes out of the half, you let goals slip through and it's suddenly 3-1. That service doesn't make any contact with an attacking Fuego player. So we're gonna get a substitution here. Harold Hansen gonna make his way out of the game for Mohamed Dabo. Don't know about the fitness of these players given the fact they played on Wednesday. They had to travel across the country to Statesboro and then fly their way up to Lexington. So Daba will come into this match in the first half. Whether that's a tactical change or for a minute watching change or maybe perhaps Harold Hansen just didn't quite feel right. So it was a forced adjustment. Vera plays back to Dabo. And he faces some pressure from Mane. How's that Cromwell in a binder there? ultimately gets bailed out by getting smacked into by Nico Brown. A double teamed and just had to get that ball away. Managing moment's been an emphasis for Sam Stockley's side. And there's Adam Smith. Trying to cook up the adjustments necessary as Falk gets hit. Clutching his left leg. Quickly retaken. Cerritos. Pass it back to Dabo. Slowly moving their way up the pitch. Here's Falk. Vera on the outside. Vera trying to find space. And that cross will go out. And it'll be a goal kick. Have to keep an eye on how Central Valley Fuego do offensively between the 45th minute to the 60th minute. It's been a spot that Lexington's been prone to concede. Sam Stockley will be the first person to tell you that. I also talked about just goals being conceded after scoring goals and in moments coming out of breaks. In practice, they've started attributing 2 points to goal scorers in those particular moments to try and re-emphasize locking down in those particular times. Some situational rigidity defensively. Ball is feet now, Mateus Fernandez. Adam Smith mentioned that he deserves the chance to have an opportunity, and this is the moment for it. Used to be his #3 goalkeeper at Fresno FC in the USL Championship a couple years back. And he was the #3 for 2 years. A great human being, Adam Smith called him. Hardworking, never was an issue in training. He's also been an assistant for Coach Smith when it came to coaching keepers in the youth ranks. Certainly wasn't put in the most ideal spot on Wednesday with the straight red to Mitch North. Came in and held his own though. I mean, ultimately this is a chance to audition for the starting role if you're Mateus Fernandez. Of course, Ofek Antman coming into the season was the intended starting goalkeeper, but one health issue after another has just kept him off the pitch, which is a shame. Ofek Antman, certainly a spectacle last season, made some dynamic saves throughout the year. Foul. And that one poked away, Dabo. Rolls over to Vera. Now it's foul. Tried to sneak it to Jose Carrera Garcia. Mohamed with some room to work with. It's met by Cerritos, so he'll just give it away to Diouf. Smart plays it back. Dlamini hits it, and it's knocked away by Fernandez. A save for Mateus Fernandez. One-timer here from Pila Dlamini. Liked the spot he was taking it from. Having to challenge Mateus Fernandez. He was up for the task though. Green will knock it over to Ceja Gonzalez. And a foul on Jose Carrera Garcia. Well, return the ball to the leading side. Right up the middle to Mane. Pierre Mane to Robertson, who heads it on forward for Don Smart. No foul called. Jose Carrera Garcia to Cerritos. That's a wonderful move from Cerritos, getting Mane to fly by him. And Robertson slides in, winning the ball back for Lexington. It's only for a moment, though. And Central Valley find an opportunity here before the half. Nearly 40 minutes through. It was a goal in the 4th minute and a goal in the 8th minute. That gives the home side the 2-0 advantage. Falk walks it forward. Cerritos sends it over to Lemus. Mohamed is able to stand him up there. Mohamed with some time to think. We'll play it back to Smart. Awareness there from Pierre Mane, realizing the incoming Jordan Chavez was on his way. Playing further up, Jordan Chavez, longest time was a center back for the Central Valley side. Pushing up forward now. Falk. Little 1-2 with him and Jose Carrera Garcia. Dabo. Now it's Dulis. That one rolls out of play, inaccurate. Have a look at Sam Stockley. Talked a little bit about set pieces with him, in particular in regards to Tate Robertson, who has already scored off a dead ball situation in this game. I asked him, how much fun is it to have a guy like Tate Robertson on your team? You can just kind of tinker around and experiment with dead balls in training each week, and he said 100%. We love that element in his game. It's a weapon. And he felt that the team doesn't actually score enough from set piece opportunities, especially with the delivery that's provided from guys like Tariq Mohammed and Tate Robertson. And that one, not as clean a challenge from Pierre Mane as his last. And he'll go into the books, his 3rd yellow card of the season. From these set piece spots, both these teams look to be creative. Look at the challenge again. Of course, when we talk about set pieces, we always think about free kicks and corner kicks, but another element from dead ball situations that aren't as acknowledged as frequently. Sam Stockley talked about how we get around 50 to 55 throw-ins a game. Sometimes that gets a little overlooked, and you need to take advantage of that. Vera plays this one in. It's headed outward. Vera brings it down. Jose Carrera Garcia trying a wild one-timer. Goes straight into Diouf. Wearing the captain's armband today. You know the quality that he possesses. Just 1 goal this season for Central Valley Fuego. was the string puller at Chattanooga for the longest time in USL League One. So Tate Robertson, for one reason or another, gonna have to go off the pitch and get waved back on. You know, the encouragement from the fans here at Toyota Stadium. As we approach halftime here, you're gonna want to stick around. We'll go over the action we had in the midweek. And I, of course, got some topics to discuss across USL League One and USL as a whole during the halftime break. So if you need to be caught up on all the happenings, be sure to stick around. Also peek at the scores of the other games happening today. All 12 teams playing. Got into a fun stretch of the season where we're having that each Saturday. Make for some compelling table shifting throughout the day. And you see we got 3 more minutes here before we go to the break. Muhammad walking it down. Also back to Seja Gonzalez. Popped up pass from Amel Knight, but brought down coolly by the young defender. Plays this one all the way down to Diouf. Headed away by Dulis. Diouf has it once again. Winds around his man. Diouf pumps the brakes, shoots, and glides it over the crossbar. Anytime that ball is at his feet, you're just at the edge of your seat. Take a look here. Just puts a couple of feints, and he turns on the jets, pumps the brakes. Now he's on the ground. I'll get checked on by the training staff. Diouf is doing all right. Luckily, we're practically at the end of the half. We'll see how much time Joe Sergen decides to tack on, given this stoppage of play in the stoppage time. Once again, we'll have highlights and some news from around the league. Had some fun matches on Wednesday. We're going to want to stick around and see what transpired if you aren't privy to what occurred. You saw how jam-packed the table is right now. I mean, if you look at second place through 6th place, each team is separated by a point each, going all the way up from 6th to 2nd. So every single game is so important right now. And both these sides would love to get into the thick of it. Limus inside to Jaramillo. Diouf kept that one in play, and it's tapped out by Jose Correa Garcia. They're gonna say it's Fuego ball though. Three and a half minutes have transpired. Of course, we had that stoppage with Diouf going down. So So maybe one more chance in the books if Central Valley Fuego can take it. Police walks it forward. Where Garcia. Lemus. And that'll do it. So an explosion out the gates from Lexington finds them up 2-0 over Central Valley Fuego. Nico Brown tapping one home. And Tate Robertson with a gorgeous dead ball strike. Not in that order, actually the other way around. But either way, 2 early goals, a 2-0 advantage. Lexington picking up right where they left off on the road against the Hailstorm. Well, let's see if they can keep it up in the second 45 minutes of action, or do Central Valley Fuego have a comeback in mind? We won't know until after the halftime break, so you're gonna have to stick around though. We're gonna go around USL League One after this on ESPN Plus. We'll see you then.
Saving up for your goals should be effortless. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union invented Roundup. Roundup automatically puts money into your savings account by rounding up every purchase to the nearest dollar. So your morning brew? Savings. Dinner with friends? How about a side of savings? Mobile purchase? Mobile savings. In fact, last year our members saved $5.5 million just through Roundup. We'll even match your savings for the first 90 days. It's time to make your savings effortless with Roundup. Only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Commonwealth Credit Union is growing and hiring. If you have a passion to help others, come check us out. Our mission is to better lives in the communities we serve through financial products and services, leading-edge technology, and a commitment to treat every person with respect. If you'd like to join our team, visit our website to learn more about our extraordinary culture, pay, benefits, and the many more reasons we are voted the best place to work in Kentucky. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Halftime here between Lexington and Central Valley. All 12 teams playing today. We also had 6 of them playing on Wednesday. My wonderful colleague Ryan Rose has got the highlights for you, so I'm going to toss it over to him to give you all the action.
Just 3 matches Wednesday, but they had implications. I'll say that. 33rd minute, Richmond versus North Carolina, off a corner from Neil Vinyals. Emiliano Terzaghi off the dome for his 9th goal of the season. Vinyals' first assist. I can't believe it's his first assist. 1-0 Richmond. That's the 8th straight match scoring a goal for Richmond. 11th time scoring the first goal this season. Less than 3 minutes later, this beautiful curler from Blanco to Garrett McLaughlin heads it down past Akira Fitzgerald, elevating over Dakota Barnett, and that's the 4th goal for McLaughlin. Blanco's first assist. NCFC leads the league in goals in the final 15 minutes of the first half with 13. 1-1 to the half, now 60th minute. Rafa takes the corner. It gets back to Rafa. He'll send it back in, and it's a goal off the head of, oh no, it's Michael Hornsby of Richmond, an own goal. Richmond leads the league with 4 own goals. It's 2-1 North Carolina, but Hornsby would be redeemed. Here on the long throw from Ani, it skips across. There's Hornsby, man on the spot, sends it just inside the near post. Hornsby levels the match. That's 90 plus 6, folks. 1-1 the final, 2-2 the final score, rather, a point apiece for the 2 teams. Richmond had the last 7 shots in the match and stays alone in 7th in the table. They need points to get above the playoff line. North Carolina stays at the top of the table. We go down to Georgia. Tormenta hosting Central Valley. You cannot sleep on Georgia right out of the gate. Tormenta 65 seconds into the match. Davey Mason here on the pass from Bosway. Sends it in to Mateus Cassini. Folks, that's 65 seconds into the match. It's 1-0. That score would hold all the way to the half. But before we get to the half, in the 16th minute, this long ball up for Toby Otieno. A regrettable error for Mitchell North. He's out of the box. You cannot handle the ball there, and he gets a red card. Oh, that is a tough break. So that means we got to get the backup keeper, Mateus Fernandez, in there, and didn't go well for him. Minute 51. Fonseca sends it wide to Mason, who sends it to Jackson Corey in the middle of the box. That is a 2-0 lead. The first real action Mateus Fernandez is seeing this season as a keeper for Fuego. He'll probably start tonight as well. They will fight all the way to the end, though. Central Valley under Adam Smith, they're still fighting here. Down 10 minutes, 83rd minute, still trying to find a way to get a goal. Cerritos fouled in the box by John Murphy. He'll get a penalty, and he'll take it himself. Fuego falls 2-1 at Tormenta. Ian Cameron and company break a 2-match losing skid and slide into a tie for 7th with Richmond. Madison, Chattanooga, 4th place Madison, a chance to grab second, hosting last place Chattanooga, a win, a loss, and a draw in the last 3 outings. I don't know how Carlos Avilés gets this ball. That's one of the most amazing double, triple saves I've seen. He's on his backside, he reaches up and paws it, and it doesn't go in. Still 0-0. Holy smokes, 6 saves on the night for Avilés. Still 0-0. Stephen Payne sends it up to Cheney, who crosses to Bartman. Surely this is a go. Nope, saved again. Avilés, man on the spot. Looks like a 0-0 draw. We get to the 90th. Bartman sends it wide to Onan. Touch pass to Payne. Finally sneaks one past Avilés, and it's a take your kid off Wednesday as Madison celebrates the 1-0 win and vaults into second place on the table, now just 2 behind North Carolina FC. News and notes are coming up after the break.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Sue here gives it a go, and Sue here from distance! How about this start for San Antonio FC? 5 minutes in, they're up 2 goals.
RGV, Davila trying to sneak one in and does! Oh my goodness, RGV, a fantastic goal.
Here are the news and notes from around USL League One. John Harkes with the 5th Coach of the Month award. Of course, the leading winningest coach in USL League One history, getting his record 5th time Coach of the Month award. Meanwhile, Olex Anderson, both those teams, the Greenville Triumph and North Carolina FC, playing each other right now. And then Antez Diouf, hat trick, game winner, and stoppage time. Obviously, he's going to be player of the week. Who else was it going to be? And here's the rest of the team of the week for you. Tate Robertson also finding himself on that list. Also worth mentioning, 4 Union Omaha players making an appearance. They have exploded up the standings. They have gotten into a great run of form, which is to the detriment of the likes of Lexington and Central Valley Fuego. Here's a look at the goals leaders. Trevor Ammon, worth noting, just 3 goals off of 19 on the season, which would set the USL League One regular season record, trying to beat out the man Emiliano Terzaghi, who's all the way on the right-hand side of it. He's already at 10 goals now. I mean, never count him out when it comes to the Golden Boot race. That's all I'm going to say. Meanwhile, when it comes to the assists, there's a man missing here because he got in a 7th assist in this game. Tate Robertson now tied with Miguel Ibarra as far as the assist leaders are going. But this, of course, is for stats coming into today. And then when it comes to the Golden Glove, a lot of similar names that we've been seeing throughout the season, though Sean Lewis launching himself up into that category because Delgado, Pack, and Shipman have been in that discussion throughout the season, but Knoxville's keeper doing well there. Here's the scoreboard across the league. We have had a lot of goals here in this first 45 minutes of action. 4 in Charlotte. Then, of course, we've got the 2 in our game. And then you also got the scores from Wednesday that Ryan went over with you. And then Greenville also have a goal at halftime. Lion McKinnon scoring a goal in that one. Then we've got the rest of this day and for the rest of this week coming up in USL League One. Some great matchups coming. Central Valley Fuego will be going up against Charlotte Independence once again. Lexington with the rivalry game against Knoxville on Friday. That's going to be some must-watch television. So will the second half of action. We'll see you then with highlights and stats here on ESPN+.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up?
Keep the rhythm going.
Or get up?
Perfect.
Who's not a runner now?
Good, we're gonna take it
You
up.
don't have to be an elite athlete to be treated like one. UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery, and Sports Medicine. The power of advanced medicine.
This is where worry turns into relief, where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to Toyota Stadium. Got a balloon fest happening over here in the stands. It's also been a goal fest for Lexington. At least it was in the first 10 minutes. 2 goals in the 4th and the 8th minute for the home side. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at those goals scored by the home side here. 4th minute, Tate Robertson scored from a dead ball last week. Does it again here. No question whether this one went in or not. Tate Robertson places this one so perfectly. Nothing Mateus Fernandez can do. Just an archer snipe shooting that one into the bottom left corner. Meanwhile, 8th minute, just 4 minutes later, Don Smart delivers this perfect pass to a running Tate Robertson, who now has a goal and an assist. Thanks to Nico Brown putting this one home, but he'll be the one saying thanks to Don Smart and Tate Robertson, both doing their jobs exquisitely. make it 2-0 in favor of the home side just 8 minutes into the game. They're flying, and then Ates Diouf with a bit of an exchange. Nearly made it 3-0, but that one dings off the right post, leaving it at a 2-0 scoreline. Mateus Fernandez frustrated with the way the start has gone for him as we look at the halftime stats. Just 2 shots for Central Valley Fuego. Got to figure out a way to get things going. This next 15 minutes, though, could be huge. Lexington have been prone to concede goals in this window of time. So if there's a moment to put this game back into question, this is as good as a time as ever. Worth noting, Central Valley Fuego failed to score a first half goal in 17 of their 21 matches, which is second to the bottom in USL League One. They're only ahead of the Chattanooga Red Wolves when it comes to the lack of scoring goals in the first half department. We are going to get at least one first half substitution. This one for the home side, Khalid Balagoon coming in for Ates Diouf. So no hat trick today for the reigning player of the week.
Substitutions at the half for Lexington Sporting Club.
And we're back into play for 45 more minutes here.
Replacing number 32, Ates Diouf.
So Balagoon, who has 4 goals coming into the game. We'll look to see if he can tack onto the onslaught.
Number 59, Maximus Eck, replaces number 19, Aiden Vera.
And then we do have a substitution for Adam Smith's side, as you see there. The young goal scorer, Maximus Eck, coming in for Adrian Vera. Eck getting his first ever professional goal against this same Lexington team the last time these two teams met. As much as Lexington fans and players, the coaching staff would like to forget it.
Replacing number 9, Latino Romanov.
And then last but not least, a USL League One debut for Cutis Lawal, who was acquired yesterday by Central Valley Fuego. Has experience with Adam Smith in the USL Championship. And here he is on the ball now. Lawal bringing it forward. Tries to veer around Green. Has to take it to a corner. And he'll give it to his fellow substitute, Eck. Was last with the Milwaukee Wave, Cutis Lawal. And if you're wondering where the Milwaukee Wave play, it's in the Major Arena Soccer League. Back in the USL ranks though here. Playing for a familiar coach. There he is, the 27-year-old forward. See if he's the answer they're looking for goal scoring wise. It's been a team that has struggled to find the back of the net this season. They've looked at different players to find the answers, and it just hasn't been the case. The resurgence of Maximus Eck has been huge, but he's only 18 years old as of Tuesday. So he certainly has not developed all the savvy that comes with being a goal scorer. But he has a couple tricks up his sleeve. Meanwhile, Lawal, maybe have a little bit deeper of a pocket of tricks. Only one way to find out. Here's Nico Brown, one of the 2 goal scorers in the first half. And it's gonna be a throw-in, a corner kick. Nico Brown ailing a little bit there. Charlie Machel checking up on him from the sideline. It'll be our first UK Healthcare corner kick of the evening.
And that's a UK Healthcare corner for Lexington Sporting Club by number 57.
First corner kick of the entire match. We had 0 of them in the first half. Low driving service. Smart taps it out. Flamini curls it in, header on goal, it's saved. Eric Ceja Gonzalez, the one on the end of it, and Fuego are going to spring forward. And they find something here in transition. No, they cannot. Pierre Mane is quick enough there. Talked a little bit about it in the open about how Lexington got a bit exposed in transition against Charlotte a couple weeks ago, and since then they made a tactical change, went to the 3-back system. It has done them some good. Lawal plays it back. Now Cerritos holding things up. Pokes it to his right. Here comes Central Valley. Lawal takes it. That one didn't have enough bite on it. A male knight able to get on the end of it. Cutest Lawal trying to score his debut goal just moments after coming into the game. Within 5 minutes of his debut in Fuego colors. There's Eck. The good step. Still with it. Maximus Eck. Turning on the burners. Eck plays it across. That one may have had too much heat on it. He was looking for Lawal. The young forward. Scored his first professional goal again against Lexington at just 17 years of age. Gave them the lead in that game. They were down a man at the point in time. And get a second goal in that affair and would end up beating Lexington 2-1. Shot that was launched into the roof by Eck when he scored. Back on their home grass. To be an impact substitution here, both him and Lawal. They've already had some promising moments coming out of the gate. Anis just mentioned that in the Tormenta game, they challenged the subs to be game changers, and they were just that. Some of which have earned themselves starting spots here today after how well they did coming off the bench in that Tormenta game. But now Eck and Lawal trying to be those guys in this affair. Mane. Back to Fox. Balogun to Smart, but Falk came back for it. Isaac Cromwell taking it forward. Give it back to Jose Carrera Garcia. Being bared down upon by Khalid Balogun. That's a much bigger guy. 6'4", Khalid Balogun. Meanwhile, Jose Carrera Garcia, around 5.5 feet tall. Falk, taking inside, takes the shot himself! A blasted effort! And Central Valley Fuego are back in this one. You know he's got the range on him, Victor Falk. It's his first goal of the season. It had been a promising opening few moments for Central Valley Fuego. And now they've been rewarded with a fantastic effort. Just a zipping effort. His second season with Central Valley Fuego. Demonstrated his capabilities from the set piece spot last season. Scored a couple of bangers from a dead ball. Meanwhile, we've got a substitution for Lexington. Charlie Mitchell into the game for Pila Dlamini. And on the Lexington side of things, I know it's going to be a moment to grimace for one Sam Stockley. They've been trying to cut down on these goals conceded from the 45th minute to the 60th, and they've done it again. Couldn't keep that one in play. Robertson quickly tosses this one back in. And you can see right there, 12 goals. That leads USL League One in that category. That's not one of the situations where you want to be leading USL in that regard. Robertson gives this one away. Fuego get things going once again. See how Lexington responds here after letting a goal get through. Well, they let Central Valley Fuego to continue dictating the play here in the second half. They grab the reins once again. This one going all the way to Knight. Worth noting, they were down 3-1 in the second half against Northern Colorado before coming back and winning 4-3. Sam Stockley mentioned they felt they just needed to get one goal back in that affair. Could be a similar thing for Central Valley Fuego here. They mentioned when they scored that goal to make it 3-2 against the Hailstorm, you could see the change in the attitude from the guys. Mentioned disappointed to concede 3 goals in a game, but he also said that we needed a match like that where we faced some adversity and we came back, a wild game where we were able to manage it and make things happen. He also said he wouldn't like any more of them, though. Wildly stressful, I would imagine. As of right now, Central Valley Fuego would love some drama in this one, as they now hunt for an equalizing goal. Found themselves in an early 2-goal hole in the first half. But a thunderous strike from Victor Falk finds them once again within striking distance. Be a free kick here for Lexington. Copa Tejas takes center stage as playoff positioning heats up. With major playoff implications, it's San Antonio FC and RGV FC Wednesday, August 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Ball comes swinging in, skips around. Balagoon still with it. Tried to sneak it through, he still has it. He gets taken down by the keeper. And they're going to point to the spot. That's a tough break. John Sergen points to the spot. Let's take a peek at this one again. That's so close. I mean, I guess he didn't get the ball there. I think he just got feet. He was so close. Khalid Balagoon just gives a little nod. A bit shrewd from him, but he kept fighting for the ball. He earned a chance. And now Don Smart will walk to the spot and look to reclaim a 2-goal advantage. It's a stroke of misfortune for Central Valley and a golden opportunity for Lexington to push this back into a more comfortable area. Don Smart has taken quite a few penalties in his time in USL League One, converted a few of them this year. The captain stutters up and he scores. 3-1 Lexington. falling off the tightrope is John Smart. It's a drawn penalty from Khalid Balogun. And then his captain does the rest of the work. And just like that, it's just 6 minutes after an excellent strike from Victor Falk. It's a penalty called on Mateus Fernandez, and Don Smart smashes it home. Dove in the right direction. That one was going to be tough to stop. Chavez plays it up the pitch. Limous is able to get that one to glance off Tariq Muhammad. So now, once again, back where they started at the beginning of the second half, Central Valley showed a lot of promise. And they find a response quickly. Limous with the ball centrally. And then the rocketed effort is off the mark. Mohamed Dabo trying to follow suit with his teammate Victor Falk, getting his first goal of the season from outside the 18. Wasn't quite to be there. It's been tight affairs for Adam Smith's side ever since he's taken over. He talked about how every game that they've lost has been a one-goal affair, and many of them have been involved with really late goals too. So certainly far from over here. Still 30 more minutes to go, which is actually their best window of play on Wednesday. Also, they have an extra man here in comparison. There's a lot of reasons that this team could have folded on Wednesday, and they didn't. Adam Smith was saying that they kept their heads up and they kept fighting. No reason to think that they would do any different in this affair. Razak Cromwell taking it forward. He had a genuine chance on Wednesday. Lost that ball in. That one's kept in play. No one's able to retrieve it, so it'll be a Lexington throw. Worth noting, Don Smart, 5th goal this season. Every single one of them have come from the penalty spot. Hey, at least you know who to go to when your side earns that penalty. I'm sure Khalid Balogun would love to add some more goals to his tally, but when you know you've got a man who's been automatic so far this season from that spot, I think you're okay delegating those responsibilities. Eck nearly able to slice that one in. No whistle blown. Several visiting players anticipating it and never got it. Falk looking where to go. Finds Carrera Garcia. Trying to shake off Nico Brown. Taps it back to Dabo. And it's the yellow lines that are the sidelines here. Trying to get those outlined benched areas. Can lead to some confusion. Balogun wins it back. He's just a sturdy guy. Cerritos has the ball now. An elegant touch, and he's still with it. Cerritos down the left-hand side. Cuts back. Swings it across. Here's Eck. Eck takes an effort, and that one's parried away. Amale Knight knocks out for a corner kick. It'll be the first corner of the evening for Central Valley. Cerritos showing both his elegance and his strength with a good touch, and then able to shrug off Khalid Balagoon. And then Eck with a popped shot. Knocked out for a corner kick. Falk look to tee up something nice here. Robertson heads it away. It doesn't go very far. Fuego cycling through it again. Falk with the cross. Connected with Lawal, but wasn't able to put it on frame. More windows of opportunity here for Central Valley. Fuego grasping at some of these chances, looking to make it a one-score game once again. Cerritos, it doesn't reach him though. The foul's going to give a free kick back to Central Valley Fuego. Worth reiterating, every single team playing today in USL League One, although one game has started, and every single game has at least a goal so far. So been a bit of a goal fest so far this wonderful Saturday. In week 22 of this USL League One season. Appreciate you being on for this broadcast. Once again, I'm Mark Schoenster. We got 2 goals in the first 8 minutes for Lexington. Then a response from Victor Falk. Only for a couple minutes later, Khalid Balagoon would draw a penalty, and it would be tucked away, I guess more blasted away, by Don Smart. Those last 2 goals both taking place here in the second half. Eck fighting for it, but Robertson gets the better of it. And Knight just has to clear that one away. Some pressure from Lawal. Dabo able to split the difference there. Abdul Razak Cromwell. That was nifty. Eck cuts in. Carrera Garcia plays it back out wide. The cross gets a header. Looked like it may have hit a hand, and it's deflected away. The smacking sound that came from that deflection, not sound like it came off a chest, but perhaps it was attached to the torso, so no handball called. No one really appealed for it either. Yeah, perhaps that was the case. You have your arm right against your person. It's not like you can move it anywhere else. Flying in to head that one away. That's Kalen Fox, and he is unhappy with our head official, Joe Sergin. 2 straight games with a goal line clearance, Kalen Fox. Has come in huge for Lexington. That couldn't have felt good. And he's down. I think that was Pierre Mane who took that one straight to the chest. either A, going to win a throw-in, or B, it was going to get by, and it would be a cross into the 18. Ane's back on his feet. Took that one for the team. Knocked out of play. Central Valley Fuego looking to make something happen here. Still got about 20 minutes. Need to find 2 goals. Eck. They're getting more and more forays into the attacking third. That one knocked away. And now Smart will bring it forward. Smart up the pitch to Nico Brown. Brown working on DeLise. To Don Smart with the outside of his boot. Now Lexington will enjoy a little bit of the ball here. And that'll be a challenge on Cutis Lawal. And he may be going into the books. Or at least getting a stern talking to. He pointed him to come over, which would lead one to believe that a booking is coming, but he just wanted to make sure his message was heard. So it'll be a free kick for Lexington. Looking for a second straight win. We got another player down for the home side. Nico Brown, the second goal scorer in this game. A win here for Lexington would mean they've had 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. 2 wins in a row. They haven't really had a run yet this season, Sam Stockley was talking about. He mentioned, we know that in this league, some team will have that run. Just look at Tormenta last year. Went on a good stretch to end the regular season, and then they rode that wave into the playoffs. And he said, why can't it be us? We're fully capable of it. We have the quality. And a lot of the games they have coming up are against teams that are right around them in the standings. Of course, Central Valley right now, they got Knoxville up next. They got Richmond after that. Then Greenville, who are sitting in the last playoff spot coming into today, are after that. Just waiting for that run this season. And given the explosion they had to start out this game, it looked like they were well and ready for it. Had to hang on a little bit here against Central Valley, but still have a 2-goal advantage. So not to get too pessimistic. Robertson keeps that one in play, but not to anyone in particular. Khalid Balagoon just comes bearing in. I mean, that dude's just a different size than everybody else out there right now. Robertson. It's one of those throw-in opportunities where you can make something happen if you're Lexington. Balagoon keeps it. Nope, he doesn't keep it in play. A little bit of gamesmanship there from Khalid Balagoon walking by the ball and giving a little nudge. Central Valley team, since having Adam Smith come in, obviously they make a coaching change. Some tweaks are going to be made, some adjustments are going to be had. Adam Smith talked about how, although he'd been with the organization, he hadn't done a ton of work with the first team up until stepping into this role. So it took some time to just get to know the personnel. You mentioned they've been super responsive, though, to the suggestions and the changes he's made. Been asking different things of some of these guys, including Harold Hansen. Also bringing in some new personnel. I mean, look at Qudis Lawal there. They've been looking to be more forward-thinking and have some more urgency. That's been the main objective of the adjustments that have been made by Adam Smith. Abdul Razak Cromwell. The back heel back to Jose Carrera Garcia. Finds Cerritos. Moose with the cross inside, and Mel Knight's there for it. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Of course, the Premier League really getting things going yesterday and today. Manchester City off to a roaring start. Took them, what, 3 minutes to start the scoring on the season yesterday. I'll tell you what, it took up just about as long as it took Lexington to score today, as Cerritos taps it out to Eck, and Eck blasts it over top. Maximus Eck shaking his head. Wants to put that one on frame, challenge the keeper. Wasn't able to do so there. But another positive moment for Central Valley. Cromwell turning around, still going. Going into Mohamed Dabo there. Worth noting, Jordan Chavez played up forward more so in the first half. He's sat back into a more typical spot for him here in the second. Saw DeLeese go up a little bit as well at times here today. Abdul Razak Cromwell. Been a busy man today, threads it inside. Falk shoots! Was looking for the brace, but Emil Knight able to fall on top of that one. Good find right through the gut. But Victor Falk couldn't quite get that one past the keeper. Substitution brewing for Lexington. As Nico Brown gets himself on this ball, chases the touch. Nico Brown still with it, fires it, and it's into the hands of Fernandez. And Brown goes back down. About to be subbed out of the game too. Perhaps his last opportunity to get a brace here today. With the outside of his boot, dishes it to Cerritos. Playing deeper right now, Alexis Cerritos. Chavez with some room to operate. Finds Razak Cromwell, who gives it right back. Ferrer Garcia to Cerritos. Cerritos with the touch. Lawal tries to turn and shoot. Saya Gonzalez gives it right back. Lawal still with it. He plays it off the mark. We're going to get a whistle, and most likely a substitution for Lexington. So we got a sub for both sides. Nico Brown's coming out of the game for So-So Kim. Meanwhile, for Central Valley Fuego, the veteran Billy Forbes will come into the game for Omar Limous. So 177 out of the game and 177 in. Brown, the second goal scorer today. We'll see his night come to an end. Meanwhile, the Korean striker So-So Kim will come in instead. So here's this moment right here. Eric Seja Gonzalez serves the ball right back over to Cutis Lawal. Here's a turn from Balagoon. Louis Balagoon escorted over to the corner. He's getting double teamed. And it'll be a Central Valley throw with 10 minutes to go. Tate Robertson, looking to throw this one in. Balagoon gets a chest on it. Abdul Razak Cromwell wins it back. Dulis with a heavy touch there, but it was to the right direction away from Kim. Coming in hot. Chavez. This ball down the pitch, looking for Lawal. Booted up in the air by Green. Muhammad got an awkward touch on that one, so Billy Forbes, the substitute, will get on the end of it. Now Cerritos with the outside of his boot to Falk. Jose Carrera Garcia to Forbes. Chips in the cross. Connected with Lawal, but couldn't get any heat behind it. Nor could he bring it down. Been a good start, though, for Cutis Lawal. He's got himself in some good places. As well to keep that one in play and in possession for Fuego. Foul. Finds Eck. Eck stepping through. He's side by side with Falk. Lawal is trying to get it by the sliding Tariq Muhammad, but he couldn't. But a lot of possession for Central Valley here in the second half. They're currently winning the possession battle by about 55% to 45%. Cerritos. Out wide. Razak Cromwell trying to shake off Robertson, but he can't do that. Visitors winning the ball right back. Not giving up on this game just yet. That one nearly falling to Eck. We out for a Fuego throw. Dabo turns it right back to Razak Cromwell. And he gets that one disarmed by Mane. And that's going to be a challenge and a foul from Abdul Razak Cromwell on Pierre Mane. Getting just his third start this season, Mane. Eclipsing 400 minutes played this season, this evening. Been involved in a lot of contact. Also took a incredibly fast ball to the chest. There's Mane again, once again drawing contact. And a yellow card for Alexis Cerritos, his fourth yellow of the season.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Fuego's number 11.
Shake his head in disagreement. What's final is final. Balogun doing well there by himself. Khalid Balogun gives it to Kim. So Kim can't get it by the keeper. Balogun follows through. It doesn't go by. Francois Dulis, the last line of defense, but it's still ongoing for Lexington. Somehow it's still 3-1 here. Mitchell curls this one in, and it's too far. A last-ditch effort sequence there from Central Valley. Balogun leaves it for Kim. Fernandez with a good save. Now on the other end, Lawal trying to keep the keeper, or trying to get the keeper off his line. Quickly down the other end for Central Valley. Falk. Cerritos gets by Mane. He's got range. Cerritos shoots, and Cerritos makes it a one-score game once again. They've been needing another man to step up, and Alexis Cerritos, with his 5th goal of the season, packs a punch with this shot. That's a shot from about 25 yards out, and Emil Knight couldn't stop it. They've been fishing for that second goal, and they get it here, perhaps with a boost of inspiration after denying a 4th goal for Lexington. We do have a Lexington player down, which is why we haven't resumed action here yet. But still a chance to salvage a point on the road for Central Valley. Alexis Cerritos from Bowie, Maryland. Spent 3 years in DC United's Academy. Was a breakout star and prospect last year for Central Valley Fuego. Came in guns blazing this season, scored a great goal at Chattanooga early in the year. to score after drawing a penalty on Wednesday against Tormenta. And Pierre Mane, who is taking a bit of a beating at times today, will finally clock out, and Jalen James will come in his stead. This will be his 15th appearance of the season, James. Look to hang on here as the home side with just a 1-goal advantage now. It's only been a 1-goal game for about 10 combined minutes in this affair so far. 2 goals in the first 8 minutes for Lexington. And then a goal to bring it back within 1 in the second half was quickly responded by a penalty and score 6 minutes afterwards to make it 3-1. Now Central Valley with a chance to level things up. They're going to get 7 minutes of added time. And Lexington hold on, or will Central Valley find another goal here? Here's Eck. Maximus Eck plays it out wide to Forbes. Forbes with the cross, headed away by Machel. Robertson was the first goal scorer today, a brilliant free kick. Smart just gets that one away. Can they kill off the rest of this clock, Lexington? James with a good step. Stays on his feet. Kim steps by Carrera Garcia. And Robertson will take his time. Now he plays it in. Not quite on the mark for James. And DeLise does not clear that one out. It's going to be a corner kick. Just the second corner kick of the evening for Lexington. A UK Healthcare corner kick.
That's another UK Healthcare corner for Lexington Sporting Club.
And this is a prime opportunity to wring out some of this clock here. See Abdurazak Cromwell putting that ball right to the spot. Less time for lollygagging for Lexington. And that's just the kind of guy you want to camp with that ball, Khalid Balagoon. And a push from Dava is going to win a free kick. Actually, that was Billy Forbes who was called for the challenge, and getting a little bit heated with our head official. Joe Surgan calling the shots here. Balagoon holding off his man. And gonna roll out for a Fuego throw. Effectively a minute chewed out with that corner kick and free kick, or roughly that. This ball we played way up. Fox is able to get the head on it. Ball getting knocked around right now. Works in favor of Lexington. Hernandez pushing him a little bit further now. This one headed down. Eck gets it lost out from him. No challenge called, no foul called on the challenge from Tariq Muhammad. Smart brings it in, pokes it over to Robertson. Back to Smart. Smart to the top. It's Kim. So Kim tries to shoot. I think he was disrupted by DeLise there. Came sliding in. Now it's Billy Forbes. Gets that one tapped out by Muhammad. Bob gets the throw in. The first goal scorer for Fuego today. Forbes splits the defenders. Billy Forbes gets by Smart. Now Lawal to Cerritos, the second goal scorer. Cerritos plays it across centrally, and Smart gets the clearance. 4 minutes have gone by, 3 more to go. Fuego have conjured chances here in the second half. They found 2 goals to come within 1. Can they find 1 more? Razak Cromwell with the curling effort. Booted up by Fox. Smart with some room to operate, taps it to Kim. And Balagoon will strut down this left side. Muhammad in the corner, feigned the cross. Will chew out more of this clock. And he gets pushed down by Francois Dulis. And that's gonna be some more time chewed away by Lexington. Found some success in this corner. Lexington showing how it's done right now. Just grading away at the seconds. Wasn't able to deflect a corner kick there. Maybe one more opportunity for Fuego. Well, it's not to be because Robertson has jumped on that one. Now he'll see if he can do some stalling. Here on this right-hand side, Cerritos goes down. The window of opportunity is still open. But we are getting closer and closer to that 7 minutes. Now whistle's gonna blow. I believe it's for Central Valley because Cerritos went down. Lawal. 97 minutes on the clock. Gonna leave it for Falk. Does he have the strength to launch this one into the 18? A last chance effort for Central Valley Fuego to tie things up. Victor Falk pops it in. Eck tried to flick it along. They may get a second go at it. It spills through. And there's your final whistle. Is a run starting to brew here for Lexington Sporting Club. 2 straight wins. Are they about to get into the playoff discussion? A fast start and a staunch finish. They're able to hang on here. Maybe some tensions here. It's all good between the headmen, Sam Stockley and Adam Smith. An impressive 3 points for Lexington in front of the home crowd. This now puts them at 24 points, which is inching them closer and closer to getting into the race. And we still got quite a few games to go. And this Lexington team, they are looking good. They're looking especially dangerous offensively. They scored 3 goals in this game, but they had chances to bag in a couple more as well. With that in mind, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the full-time stats, the full-time highlights, and our closing thoughts. We'll see you there on the other end on ESPN+.
Commonwealth Credit Union is growing and hiring. If you have a passion to help others, come check us out. Our mission is to better lives in the communities we serve through financial products and services, leading-edge technology, and a commitment to treat every person with respect. If you'd like to join our team, visit our website to learn more about our extraordinary culture, pay, benefits, and the many more reasons we are voted a best place to work in Kentucky. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Saving up for your goals should be effortless. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union invented Roundup. Roundup automatically puts money into your savings account by rounding up every purchase to the nearest dollar. So your morning brew? Savings. Dinner with friends? How about a side of savings? Mobile purchase? Mobile savings. In fact, last year our members saved $5.5 million just through Roundup. We'll even match your savings for the first 90 days. It's time to make your savings effortless with Roundup. Only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
As we welcome you back here to Toyota Stadium one last time before we close things up here on ESPN Plus, your final score, Lexington 3, Central Valley Fuego 2. A hard-fought affair for 90 minutes. Lexington looked to be confidently ahead in this one, but Central Valley Fuego would not let this one go. As these players might be seeing that one on Instagram later. Nico Brown celebrating. As we take a look at the highlights from this one, and the highlights got going early in this game. In the 4th minute, it was number 2, Tate Robertson, whipping that one in, bottom left corner. I mean, fantastically done. Need I say more? 4 minutes later, a wonderful ball from Don Smart to, once again, Tate Robertson, who squares it and finds Nico Brown, who's able to play it home to make it a 2-0 lead just 8 minutes into the game. And you think, oh boy, Lexington, this is going to be a tough day for Central Valley Fuego. But then in the second half, we would get not 1, but 2 out of the 18 blasted shots from Central Valley. Victor Fuck, the first one, putting this game back up in the air, make it a 2-1 affair. But it would only take 6 minutes for Lexington to find a response, and it would be from this effort from Khalid Balagoon, then Mateus Fernandez in his first start, coming in, knocking him down, being called for the penalty, and Don Smart with his 5th goal, his 5th penalty goal of the season as well, notching it home and teetering over the side to give them the 3-1 advantage. But this one was not over yet, because Alexis Cerritos was going to put a whole lot of pace behind this one. Amel Knight couldn't stop it. And once again, Central Valley Fuego were within 1 goal, but they could not find that equalizer. Lexington doing very well in the added time, killing a lot of the clock in that left corner in particular. Khalid Balagoon and Tariq Muhammad doing the brunt of the work in that regard. And you see here, a combined 30 shots in this game between these two sides. Both of them looking to prove something. And it's Lexington who will come out with the 3 points. Again, Sam Stockley wants his team to brew up a run. They've now got 2 wins in a row. Will that start to snowball and continue going on into these next games? They are on the road against Knoxville on Friday. That could be a huge match. They're currently leading against Madison right now. As we look at some of the scores across the league, look at that. Knoxville 2-1 up against Madison. Meanwhile, Richmond, a team that's in the thick of the race with the likes of Knoxville and Lexington, drawn up with the bottom of the table Chattanooga Red Wolves. I know that pretty much everyone else in the league will be Red Wolves fans in that regard. And then a comeback win from North Carolina FC over Greenville Triumph at home. And then the Charlotte Independence off 3 goals in the first half, despite being tormented making things a little bit closer in the second. Couldn't quite find the result. Same score as the one we had here at Toyota Stadium. With that in mind, we still got some great League One action happening across the league, so be sure to flip your ESPN Plus channel to one of these other games that are taking place right now. But for our broadcasting crew for this game, I'm Mark Schoenster. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.